Oh, hey, Guadalupe.
Hi.
So we're getting our math notebooks out. We're going to do some notes in our math notebook to start off. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me make this bigger. There we go. Is that better for you guys in class? Okay. So if we open our math notebooks to a clean page, we left off on capacity. So let's just review that real quick. So capacity has to do with liquids and volume. Okay. So when you hear these words, capacity and volume, you should think of what? Liquids. Good. So we've talked about customary measurements and metric. So the customary ones are cup, pint, quart, gallon. We also need to add one more. Okay, and that was fluid ounces. So if you don't have room at the bottom, which I don't, so I'm going to turn it sideways and put fluid ounces. Why do I have to say fluid in front of it? Does anybody know why? Why am I saying fluid and not just ounces? Bryson? Because it's a liquid, and we also have ounces when we're talking about weight, which we talked about yesterday. There's ounces in a pound, and there's ounces in a cup. Okay, so fluid ounces, there is 8 fluid, and we abbreviate by just putting FL period OZ period. There's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. That's FL. FL stands for fluid, and OZ stands for ounces. Okay, so I'll give you a second to write that down and then find the correct page if you're still looking in your notebook. Okay, so once you get that written down, 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup, we're going to turn to another clean page and write what we talked about yesterday, which is weight and mass. You got that, Aaliyah? 8 ounces in a cup. Okay. So then metric that we talked about, there's milliliters, is about the size of a little medicine dropper. Liters, we said, was a small Coke bottle, like the plastic ones that you get out of the Coke machine. And kiloliters is 4 bathtubs, about. Okay. Okay, so on the next page, at the top, we're going to put mass and weight. So once you get to a clean page, mass and weight. We got that? Okay, on the left, we'll do weight. So again, put weight. And then we're going to split our paper in half. And on the other side, put mass. So weight is how heavy an object is, right? Weight is what we use in the United States. That's the customary unit. Mass is metric units. Okay. Now for weight, yesterday we said an ounce. And this isn't a fluid ounce. This is a different one. Just an ounce means you're talking about weight. Does anybody remember anything that was about an ounce that we talked about yesterday? Kelsey? Good job. A strawberry was about an ounce. Okay, so we're going to draw a strawberry. And then you can label it. So an ounce is about the weight of one strawberry. Does anybody remember how many ounces it takes to equal 1 pound? Allie? Remember we talked about the slices of bread? How many slices of bread did we have to draw to equal a pound? Close. Aaliyah? 16 ounces in a pound. Got that? Okay. Now draw a line under that. The next one we're going to talk about is pound. So a pound is about the weight of what? Bryson, you remember? Yeah, but nobody at home would know what you're talking about. Something that we talked about yesterday in our math book. Do you remember? Kelsey? No, that's way more than a pound. That's going to be like 50 or 60 pounds. Exactly 1 pound. Y'all remember on the first page we had the slices of bread and then we had the loaf of bread. So a loaf of bread is about 1 pound. You could also think of, have y'all ever picked up a pineapple? Like a real pineapple, not like a can or a jar? That's about a pound. So make sure we label this because that's kind of hard to tell what that is. Loaf of bread. Then you could also say a pineapple. So pineapple or a loaf of bread. The last one we didn't talk about yesterday, but you might have heard it before, is a ton. 1 ton is about the size of a car. Okay, so a small car. So we could draw a car. Small car. Don't think of like a big SUV. So a small car is about a ton. And 1 ton equals 1,000 pounds. Actually, 2,000, sorry. 2,000 pounds. And the abbreviation for pound is LB S. Okay, so we have ounces, pounds, and tons. The metric side. We only talked about 2 yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and give you 3. The smallest one would be a milligram. In the middle is a gram. And then the biggest one we talked about yesterday was a kilogram, not kiloliter, kilogram. There is a kiloliter, but that's for liquid. Okay, so a milligram is super tiny because gram we talked about yesterday and we said that was about the weight of 1 paper clip. Y'all remember that? So, paper clip is kind of hard to draw. Okay, so a gram is 1 paper clip. Can y'all think of anything else from yesterday? A dollar bill. Okay. The milligram is even smaller. So milligram, think of a grain, like 1 tiny grain of salt. You wouldn't even really be able to feel that in your hand. Just 1 grain of salt. Okay, and a kilogram, do y'all remember anything from yesterday? It was 1,000 grams, right? Because that's what kilo means. Kilo means 1,000. So 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Milligram, grain of salt. There was, yes, we could do 1,000 paper clips. Do y'all remember the balance scale that they had on the very first problem? It had bananas on one side and 1 kilogram on the other. So you could do a bunch of bananas. That's a bunch of bananas. When I say a bunch, that means like when they come in a group. Okay, so that's about the weight of a kilogram. Can y'all see that? Okay, so all of these units that we wrote down today have to do with weight, how heavy something is. So can I say that if I want to find how much liquid is in a container, would I use any of these units? No, because this is weight and mass. This would have to be for solid things like a desk, a chair, food we weigh sometimes at the store. Like if you have to get produce, like apples and oranges, sometimes they put it in those scales and they weigh it. Okay? So you can even draw one of those scales too to help us remember that we have to have it balanced. Okay, so when you're weighing using in the metric system, we use a balance scale. You would keep putting items on one side and the weights on the other side and add them up until it's balanced. Okay. What do we use for weight? Allie? Like if you were going to the doctor, a scale. Yep, so you stand on a scale. Okay. All right, that's all we're going to do in our spirals. Now, all you're going to need in front of you is this star chart. It looks like this. Those of you on Seesaw, you might have to click back into your Seesaw assignment where I put the zoom and have this star chart. If it's not there, then you can just look at the screen. Okay? Because all I'm going to do is all you guys need to know is how to use this and which unit goes with what. Okay? So for example, like I just said, if I'm going to measure the liquid in a container, would I want to choose pounds or would I want to choose quarts? Quarts, because quarts measures liquid. So those of you at home, if you want to unmute your microphone so you can participate, I'm going to be asking questions and you guys can use your math chart to help you answer. Because when you take a STAR test, this is there to help you. This chart has a lot of important information. So let's look at it real quick. The top section, do you see the title? Length. So these are all the units that would give you the length of something. We have miles, yards, feet, inches. And then for metric, we have kilometers, meters, centimeters, millimeters. That's to measure the length of something. Okay? Volume and capacity. We know volume and capacity means what? No. Liquid. Thank you, Aaliyah. Volume and capacity has to do with liquid. So here you will find gallons, quarts, pints, cups, and fluid ounces. Not ounces, but fluid ounces. And then the metric, we have liters and milliliters. Weight and mass. So all the ones we just talked about. Tons, pounds, ounces, kilograms, grams, and milligrams. And then the last section, you have time. So you don't even need to have all of this stuff memorized. They're going to give you a chart that looks just like this when you take your STAR test and when you take any type of practice STAR test. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is call out different problems, and you guys are going to look at your chart, and you may not even need to, and you're going to tell me which answer you think is correct. Okay? The first one says, Garrett measured his basketball court in yards. What unit of measurement is this? Yards. Would it be volume, capacity, length, weight, or time? Okay, I want to put the question up there so you can see. Garrett measured his basketball court in yards. What unit of measurement is this? Yards. So look at your chart. Would it be volume, capacity, length, weight, or time? Cora?
Length.
Length. Very good. So everybody go to the section that says length on your chart. Do you see the word yards? Yes. So that means yards is used to measure length. Okay? Second question. Kylie drank 20 fluid ounces of water after she ran. Fluid ounces is best described as blank. Length, volume, weight, time, or mass. Fluid ounces, what do we think? Put that closer. 20 fluid ounces. Would that be length? Yes or no? No, okay. Would that be volume? Oh, I heard one no. Okay, yes. Fluid is a key right there, that it's liquid. If it had just said ounces by itself, would that be for volume? No. Ounces by itself would be weight. Okay. Number 3. Bryson caught a fish that was 48 ounces. 48 ounces best describes the time, length, weight, volume, or capacity. So 48 ounces, I'll let you look at the chart. So do we think it's time? Look at the chart. There is no way you should get this wrong if you're looking at the chart. We're looking for ounces, right? Is it time? Is it length? Is it capacity and volume? Is it weight or mass? Evangeline, what do you think? Weight, very good. So ounces by itself right here is in weight. Not fluid ounces, that would be liquids or volume. Okay? The next one. The guitar that Brecken played had a string that was 12 millimeters from one end to the other. 12 millimeters can be described as the volume, mass, weight, or length. So I'll let you look at the chart. We're looking at millimeters this time. Look at your chart and tell me where millimeters is. Cora?
Length.
Length again. Good. Y'all see it? It's way over here. Millimeters. Good. So that is under the length section. Okay. Number 5. Cade participated in an M&M contest and had him guess the number of grams that the M&Ms and their container blank. It was 4,887 grams. This is the blank of the container and M&Ms. Okay, we're looking at grams. So would that be weight, long and length, time and minutes, or ounces and volume? If we're talking about M&Ms, is that time or minutes? No. Okay, so Allie says eliminate C. Is that ounces or volume? No. What is it, Kaylee? A. Good. Weight. So I can find that on my chart right here, grams. So even if I didn't know that off the top of my head, I can use this chart because right here it says weight and mass. Okay, let's do a couple more. The store employee put my apples in a balance scale. So what measurement is he using, or could he use? Kelsey? Weight and mass. Good. If he's putting it in a balance scale, then he is weighing the apples, right? Okay, so anything in weight and mass. Okay. My mom buys liquid laundry soap at the store. What unit of measurement could she see on the container? My mom buys liquid laundry soap at the store. Which measurement could she see on the container? Evangeline? Anything in the volume and capacity. So could she see gallons on the liquid laundry soap? Yes. Could she see fluid ounces? Yes. Okay. Last thing I want you to do is outline the inches ruler on your chart. Did y'all notice there was a ruler on your chart? Okay. Outline it with your pencil. So tomorrow, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to practice using the rulers on the side of our chart. So it's important for you to know that there is an inches ruler and there will also be a centimeters ruler. Everybody see the inches? It says right here, inches. Okay, last one for the day. And then you are free to go. People on Zoom. And I need to take attendance too, or they're going to buzz me and get mad at me. Fluid ounces is used to measure what? Fluid ounces. Allie, what could fluid ounces be used to measure? Water, she says. Y'all agree? Yes. Medicine. Fluid ounces could be used for apple juice. Okay, good. All right, that's all we're going to do today, guys. So I'm going to let you guys go, and that's the end of our video. When you get back in Seesaw, you guys will have just a spiral review worksheet that looks kind of like what we did yesterday. Okay?